Greetings and welcome to the virtual We Mean Business Symposium. I'm your host, your double E, Ina Esco, founder of Ivy Multimedia and host of the Verbally Effective podcast. Today, I just want to shout out Mayor Strickland and Joanne Massey for putting this entire event together. Hey, we need you guys in the game. Therefore, the theme for today's symposium is game time. So let us begin. There are so many opportunities for you business owners out there. There are millions of dollars in projects that you guys can get a piece of. So I need you to get in the game today. Shall we begin?
A great coach not only inspires, but supports and encourages others to get results. Today, you will hear about the results that the City of Memphis has achieved in assisting small minority and women-owned businesses to better compete for public and private opportunities, as well as grow their business. But I want to take a personal privilege and recognize a man who has made it his commitment to change the way the City of Memphis does business while becoming a local and national model for how supplier diversity and equity and inclusion strategy development is done well. Mayor Strickland has not only championed minority and women business development, but he has gone a step further and institutionalized the prioritization of diversity and inclusion in city government. Today, every contract that is executed by the city must have the mayor's review and signature for MWBE participation. Today, a staff of 14 talented people work hard every day to improve our data, and all city staff understand that MWBE inclusion is a part of the culture versus an afterthought. So today, I would like for you all to join me in recognizing and thanking Mayor Jim Strickland for making history over and over and changing the culture of our local community by making our community a priority. Ladies and gentlemen, our coach, our mayor, Jim Strickland. Hey, Mayor, let's get in the game.
Welcome to the 5th installment of the We Mean Business Symposium. Ensuring that all businesses have a fair opportunity to do business with city government is a top priority for me. Now, as our nation faces great challenges, it's even more important that we prioritize equitable procurement strategies. When I took office in city government, diversity spending was around 12%, and the city staff responsible for doing the work of supporting small businesses operated in silos and lacked a common vision. So as you may know, I hired Joanne Massey as the Director of Office of Business Diversity and Compliance and made it her primary responsibility to wake up every day and lead the work towards improving those metrics. Today, those efforts are streamlined, improved, and under my mandate, the entire City of Memphis staff has underwent a cosmic shift in priorities and focus. These efforts have reaped the benefits of a 21% overall participation spend last fiscal year. This is progress, but there is still more work to be done. Continuing in our commitment to transparency, we are here today to inform the public about the procurement opportunities well in advance so vendors like you can properly prepare for bidding opportunities. I will continue to require progress in the utilization of minority and women businesses on city contracts. We want to do business with you. We mean business.
Welcome to the 2021 virtual We Mean Business Symposium. Hi, my name is Shirley Ford and I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the City of Memphis. I have the oversight of the Finance Division activities and the transactional activities of the city. And since taking office, Mayor Strickland has prioritized inclusion of small, minority, and women-owned business in the city's contracting and business opportunities. My team and I work every day to support our mayor's mission and his vision of what that should look like. We are here to help. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime with any questions that you might have or anything that we can do to help you promote your business. Thank you very much for being here today, and let's get back to work.
Today's an important day. The Propel program, a partnership between our administration and StartCo, is an important piece of what we're doing to ensure small and minority businesses thrive. I'm very proud of the work that Joanne and her entire team have done in basically just a year. This has happened because we made this a priority, and we hired the right people to tackle the problem, and we've seen major growth, and there is more growth to come. When I came into office, I promised to put fresh eyes on old problems. That means taking a long look at what's working in city government and what's not working in city government, and ask the question, how can we make it better?
My name is Joanne Massey. I'm the Director of the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. Under Mayor Jim Strickland's administration, we're working hard to improve our processes and create programs to help companies who want to do business with the City of Memphis. That's why we created the Competitive Bidders Accelerator Program. The City of Memphis Office of Business Diversity and Compliance launched the Competitive Bidders Prep Accelerator in October of 2016 in order to shift current business practices of small, minority, and diverse women-owned businesses through offering strategic resources based on immediate needs and desired outcomes. CBPA has a multi-track component offering a specific focus towards achieving increased contract activity for the companies that we serve within the public and private sectors. One of the programs housed under the accelerator is the Sub to Prime program, a bid and procurement training course. The Sub to Prime program was created to proactively invest in the community by offering strategic yet practical solutions to long-standing systematic barriers that exist for small, minority, diverse, and women-owned businesses. This procurement program is intentionally designed to have a primary focus on growing the city's pool of small and diverse active bidding prime companies through offering procurement training, building capacity, and strengthening the operational structure of each business.
The training experience that we're undergoing now is critical. It's critical because a whole bunch of us have been in and around business for a lot of years, but we never really found out what the intricate workings were. That if we continue to be a part of this program, then we'll have an inside track. It doesn't mean that we have an unfair advantage. It simply means that all the things that used to be mysteries are no longer mysteries. We have the opportunity now to say whether or not we want to participate for all the right reasons.
This program includes 3 months of public sector focused procurement training, mentoring opportunities, vendor exposure to public sector procurement officials, along with comprehensive technical assistance.
This experience has meant a lot because, growing up, you know that there's a lot of business opportunities, but you really don't understand the depth of knowledge you need to operate as a business.
But I know that there's so much more for me to learn, and I've made the contacts along the way with city employees who are in critical positions who can help me through the maze. And that's what's killed us for so long, is that there are so many bends and turns, and after a while you get frustrated and you walk away from it, but you miss the treasure at the end of the rainbow simply because you don't get to the end of the rainbow. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find a way to get to the end of the rainbow, to see where that pot of gold is.
This experience gave me an opportunity to meet and network with a lot of other versatile type companies in the city, which gave me an opportunity to be able to talk and send my business in all directions because everybody uses what I do. I would say take advantage of it. It's an opportunity. The city provides it at no cost to you. So it's a great opportunity for you to network with other businesses and growing business so y'all can grow together.
Companies that complete the program will receive up to $150 reimbursement towards certification costs upon completion of the program.
First of all, I'm going to use this class moving forward by being able to go out and do networking, pass out my business cards, be able to contact those companies or those contractors that I thought that I did not have a chance of contacting, and being able to just go out and presenting myself with the tools that I have learned from this class.
So I would say take it serious, because if you come in here and you waste your time, you're wasting no one else's time but yourself. So that's what I would most definitely say.
And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of information that you get from the class that you can review back to, and there's a lot of resources to tap into. And if there's something that you have questions about, you have several people that you can contact in order to get that information. But it will pay off. I can see going forward it's going to pay off, most definitely.
My advice for people taking this class is simple. Take it. Take it now. You need it. There's no better way to do this than this class. And if you need some help, just yell out and you'll get it. It'll always be there. If there's one value that we haven't really talked a lot about, it's the value of being a sub and then moving to being a contractor, which is a prime. From sub to prime, it's critical. And it's critical for businesses such as mine, because that's the next step. And then that gives us a seat at the table so that we can look at the contract, the opportunities, and avail those opportunities to our community.
To find out more about the program, visit us online at www.memphistn.gov/BDC. Interested in applying? Fill out the application online and email it to our office at bdcinfo@memphistn.gov. Questions? Give our office a call at 901-636-6210 and we will gladly assist. Remember, we mean business and we want to do business with you.
Carolyn Michael Banks, owner of a Tour of Possibilities. As a member of the tour industry, you can only imagine the effect the pandemic had on what it is I did. The fact that 2019 was an extraordinary year, thank God I was able to float for a while, but when that pandemic hit, it was very much a challenge. And so I used to have people on my 10-passenger luxury van, but because of the CDC regulations, they no longer could be a part of that experience. So I was very fortunate to be able to pivot, and I started what was known as the Memphis Caravan Tour, where my guests could stay in their own car, connect to us via Zoom, and then follow us through the city hearing the narration through their speakers in their car. We also started a GPS audio driving tour, again, COVID friendly, so you could stay in your own car, do the tour at your own leisure time, or sit anywhere you want to sit, whether it be Paris, Tennessee, or Paris, France, and listen to the tour that way. And our most recent addition to our tour offerings is our Memphis Tour webinar, where we now work with groups, whether they're here in Memphis or anywhere in the world, and still able to share the history. Now, the one thing the pandemic did for me, it stretched me, but it did not break me. You know, sometimes you pray and then you get an answer. Well, one of my answers was the stabilization grant by the city. I had been through the PPP and the EIDL. I call them the LMNOPs because there's so many letters. And those were loans, which helped somewhat. But being able to get something that helped me continue to move my business the way I wanted to, and know that I didn't have to have it hanging over my head to pay back. So Mayor Strickland, I know you'll probably see this, but thank you, City of Memphis, City Council members, Joanne Massey, because with the grant that I received, I was able to keep my business viable primarily through marketing. I mean, I needed a marketing firm that even though no one was coming to Memphis, I still needed someone to get my name out there, to make sure people knew that when this time would come, that I'd still be here and still be viable. So what that grant was giving me the opportunity to do was to keep doing what I needed to do, so when things started to open up, people would think and know rather that I was still here ready to do what I love to do. So I can't thank those involved. I think it came out in September, the first announcement, and I had my check by December. It was like the best Christmas gift anybody could have gotten. But it really helped me continue to move things along. When I look back, I was $40,000 under from what I did last year between April and November. So you got to understand, as a business person, that's enough to make you turn over a couple times at night. But having that, even that, the grant that I received, I was able to have a little bit more rest. Because that, without that stabilization, it was a perfect name, by the way. Without that stabilization, your creativity is really kind of tough. But I was able to continue doing what I'm doing, and I'm still here. I'm still here.
Hi, I'm Ken Moody, Special Assistant for Community Affairs for Mayor Jim Strickland. As the mayor said, MWBE diversity and inclusion is a priority for this administration. On behalf of the entire senior leadership team, I want you all to know that we stand with the mayor and the rest of the city staff in continuing the progress that has been made by the city through the Office of Business Diversity Compliance led by Joanne Massey. We appreciate the continued support of the community and faith-based leaders, as well as our business community. There is more work to be done, and we are 100% committed. I encourage you to take advantage of the services and resources offered by Director Massey and her team. Remember, we mean business. Let's get in the game.
Hi, I'm Bryn Wiswall with the City of Memphis Purchasing Department, where our mission is to provide a smooth and uninterrupted flow of materials, supplies, and services required to operate the City of Memphis, which is where our suppliers come in. The first step in becoming a city supplier is to get registered. You can do that by visiting the city's website. Go to memphistn.gov, then business, and then supplier registration. You'll need to fill out an online application and submit an online W-9. If you have any questions or need assistance registering, purchasing is your contact. We're here to help you, from getting registered to submitting bids and asking questions about procurements to finalizing contracts. We look forward to having you as a City of Memphis supplier. Remember, we mean business. Let's get in the game.
Shelby County Schools projects. Project title, Elevation Instructional Strategies. This project is in the professional services industry. Description, Elevation Instructional Strategies is an add-on component to the existing Elevation platform. This portion of the program will assist ESL, content teachers, instructional facilitators, and administrators with selecting instructional strategies that are compatible with the proficiency level of our English learners. Projected budget between $50,000 and $250,000. Estimated release period within the next 3 months. Project WIDA online model. This project is in the professional services industry. Description, the WIDA model will be used to assess the proficiency level of students who did not take the WIDA access in spring 2021. Projected budget between $50,000 and $250,000. Qualifications, ESL certification and or endorsement. Estimated release period within the next 3 months. Project Reset Room Furniture, Technology and Equipment Purchase. This project is in the goods, supplies, and non-professional services industry. Description, furniture, technology, and equipment purchase for new reset rooms. Projected budget greater than $1 million. Qualifications not required. Estimated release period within the next 6 months. Project Avon Linux HS Civil Paving Project. Industry, architecture, engineering, and construction. Description, design and or construction of parking lot and drive with ADA accessibility. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed civil engineer and or contractor, HRA classification. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Bolton High School Fire Alarm Replacement. This project is in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Description, complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed contractor and/or licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Central High School fire alarm replacement. This project is in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Description, complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed fire alarm installer and/or licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Chimney Rock ES fire alarm replacement. This project is in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Description, complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Cummings K-8 fire alarm replacement. This project is in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Description, complete replacement of the fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Cummings K-8 painting and ADA upgrades. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description, ADA upgrades and interior with a few exterior areas. Projected budget between $500,000 and $1 million. Qualifications, licensed architecture and engineering licensed contractor. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Grandwood ES Gym. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description, new gym based on K-8 prototype with safe building criteria. Projected budget is greater than $1 million. Qualifications, licensed architecture and industry and licensed general contractor. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Lucy E. Campbell ES Fire Alarm Project. Industry, architecture, and engineering and construction. Description, complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. The projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed fire alarm installer and/or licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Maxine Smith Academy Civil and Paving Project. This project is in the construction industry. Description, replacement of damaged parking lot and driveway paving with curbing. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed contractor, HRAE or better. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Mitchell High School fire alarm replacement. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description, complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications, licensed fire alarm installer and/or licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project Mitchell High School Painting Project. This project is in the construction industry. Description, painting services for interior spaces, including trim and some exterior areas. Projected budget, between $50,000 and $250,000. Qualifications, licensed painter, BC 11 or better. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project New Fraser High School, Architecture and Engineering Design Services. This project is in the architecture and engineering industry. Description, designed for a new high school in the Fraser area as part of their Reimaging 901 initiative. Projected budget, greater than $1 million. Qualifications, licensed architecture and engineering firm and consultants. Estimated release period, fiscal year 2022. Project New Orange Mound K through 8 Design Services. This project is in the architecture and engineering industry. Description: design services for a new K through 8 in the Orange Mound area as part of the Reimaging 901 initiative. Projected budget greater than $1 million. Qualifications: licensed architecture and engineering and consultants. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project New Treadwell ES Pre-K through 8 Design Services. Industry: architecture and engineering. Description: design services for a new Treadwell Pre through K through 8. Projected budget greater than $1 million. Qualifications: licensed architecture and engineering firm and consultants. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Oak Haven ES Fire Alarm Replacement. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: licensed fire alarm contractor and or licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Robert R. Church ES Fire Alarm Replacement. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: replace existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Sheffield High School Civil Paving Project. This project is in the construction industry. Description: removal and replacement of damaged paving for drives and parking lots. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: paving contractor preferred. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Shrine Sheffield ES Fire Alarm Project. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Wells Station ES ADA Upgrades. Industry: architecture and engineering and construction. Description: ADA upgrades to include restroom improvements, accessibility improvements, etc. Projected budget between $500,000 and $1 million. Qualifications: licensed architecture and engineering and licensed general contractor. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Wells Station ES Fire Alarm Replacement. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project White Station High School Fire Alarm Replacement. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: complete replacement of existing fire alarm system with new fire alarm system. Projected budget between $250,000 and $500,000. Qualifications: licensed installer and licensed fire protection engineer. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022. Project Whitehaven High School Stadium Improvements. This project is in the architecture and engineering and construction industry. Description: upgrades to stadium, restroom improvements, locker rooms, ADA accessibility, etc. Projected budget greater than $1 million. Qualifications: licensed architecture and engineer and a licensed general contractor. Estimated release period: fiscal year 2022.
Hello, I'm Jay Goff, and I'm the Chief Diversity Officer at the Downtown Memphis Commission. We are excited to be part of this year's We Mean Business Symposium. We are always intentional about taking every opportunity to increase contracts awarded to small, minority, and women-owned businesses. And we have 14 projects ranging from $200,000 to $740 million on our ongoing projects list. We would love to connect with each of you more regularly. So please use our QR code on the screen to share your contact information. We will add you to our regular updates regarding projects. Now let's get started with the projects. First, Conwood Phase 1. It's a $46 million project. Conwood Phase 2 is a $61 million project. 107 South Main is a $7 million project. 122 South Main, the Dream Hotel, is a $55 million project. 311 South Main is a $7 million project. 2035 Madison is a $6 million project. 376 South Main is a $200,000 project. The Pinch Mixed-Use Development is a $604 million project. 7 Vance Mixed-Use Development is a $52 million project. Lowe's Hotel is a $240 million project. One Bill Phase 4 Hyatt Grand is a $191 million project. The Walk Phase 1, formerly Union Row, is a $741 million project. URBN on Union is a $55 million project. And the Downtown Memphis Mobility Center is a $42 million project. That concludes the projects that we have to present today. Thank you.
Welcome to the Memphis Area Transit Authority City of Memphis We Mean Business Symposium presentation. Requirements to do business as a DBE with MATA. The company must be at least 51% owned by a socially and economically disadvantaged person. The disadvantaged owner is a U.S. citizen or lawfully permanent resident of the United States. Control and management of daily business operations. An individual must have a personal net worth that does not exceed $1.32 million. To be seen as a small business, a firm must meet SBA size criteria and have average annual gross receipts not to exceed $23.98 million. Size limits for the airport concessions DBE program are higher. Disadvantaged owner has expertise in the area for which the business is certified. MATA's DBE program goal ranking among top 10 peers with highest African American populations. As you see, Memphis, Tennessee ranks 6th, with a 64.1% African American overall percentage, with the FY 2017 to 2020 goal of 6%, and an FY 2021 to 2023 goal of 18%. Percentage of DBE participation achieved spending for the past 4 years. Note that spending percentage is only for areas where there can be DBE participation. Current DBE goal. The current overall proposed DBE goal submitted to the FTA is 17 to 18% for FY21 through FY23. The previous goal was 6%. How the goal was established. Anticipated projects for fiscal years 2021, 22, and 23. Market area report. Step 1, base figure, race neutral considerations. Step 2, adjustments. past DBE accomplishments, 2017 shortfall. Race-neutral considerations, publication of the goal, and public comments. MATA has 5 major capital projects with the potential for DMWBE participation. The first project, APTS, Advanced Public Transportation Systems, has expenditures of $13.9 million. Bus Facility Improvements has expenditures of $5.99 million. Rail Facility Improvements have expenditures of $1.75 million. Memphis Innovation Corridor BRT has expenditures of $23.4 million. An Operations and Maintenance Facility has expenditures of $27 million for a total project of $72.04 million. FY21 to FY22 capital projects with potential DMWBE participation. The Advanced Public Transportation Systems, APTS, and the Intelligent Transportation Systems, ITS. This project involves enhancements and upgrades to the APTS and ITS system. Enhancement and upgrades to the existing ITS system will include complementary elements such as fare collection equipment, Wi-Fi system, camera systems, traffic signal priority equipment, and collision avoidance equipment. This project will provide a complete replacement of the existing fare collection system and a new Enterprise Asset Management, EAM, and Enterprise Resource Program System, ERP. The FY 2021-2022 total expenditures are $13.9 million, with potential overall DBE participation for the project at 8%, and potential overall DBE expenditures of $1.112 million. The MATA bus facility improvements. This project involves for periodic improvements of certain portions of MATA's building and grounds necessary to keep MATA's operations, maintenance, and administrative facilities functioning effectively. Projects include HVAC improvements, security systems, painting, paving, etc. FY 2021-2022 total expenditures of $5.99 million, with potential overall DBE participation for the project at 28.81%, and potential overall DBE expenditures of $1,725,719. MATA Rail Facility Improvements. This project involves the rehabilitation, repair, upgrade, or replacement of major elements of the downtown rail trolley system. This includes investment in the track, stations, vehicles, and other infrastructures, such as electrical equipment, trolleys, catenary wires, operations and maintenance facility, elastomeric grout, etc. FY 2021-22 total expenditures of $1.75 million, with potential overall DBE participation for the project at 24.21%, and potential overall DBE expenditures of $423,675. Memphis Innovation Corridor BRT project. This project involves the Memphis Innovation Corridor project, which will consist of the development and implementation of a bus rapid transit system between downtown and the University of Memphis. FY 2021-22 total expenditures $23.4 million, with potential overall DBE participation for the project at 23%. and potential overall DBE expenditures of $5,480,280. The Operations Maintenance Facility Project. This project replaces the existing Matabus operations and maintenance facility and administrative offices at a new location. The existing location on Levee Road has serious surface and subsurface issues associated with continuing subsidence. Problems are worsening. A feasibility study has determined that the site is not viable and another site is needed for the long term. FY 2021-22 total expenditures, $27 million, with potential overall DBE participation for the project at 28%, and potential overall DBE expenditures of $7,425,000. Activities to produce greater participation. 1. Be more intentional. 2. Unbundling large contracts. 3. Continue outreach and recruitment efforts. 4. Coordination with industries and partners providing DBEs with one-on-one business reviews. 5. Aspirational subcontractor project goals with MWBEs. 6. Higher overall DBE goal for the next 3 years.
Memphis Shelby County Airport Authority. Construct a Glacial DS facility and tower. Industry construction. The scope of work generally consists of construction of a Glacial DS facility and tower. The facility will include office areas, meeting room, storage areas, a break room, restroom, vehicle maintenance bays, and observation tower. The qualifications: you must be a general contractor, have electrical, HVAC, drywall, painting experience, etc. This will be advertised in June with bids due in July. Go to https://flymemphis.com for the RFPs. Next project, reconfigure and replace B East baggage makeup carousel. This is the construction industry. The scope of work generally consists of the reconfiguration and replacement of B East baggage carousel to accommodate 2 airlines, electrical modifications, conveyor, equipment rerouting, 2 new bag carousels in the bag room, and other efforts required. This will be a design build contract. It will be advertised in June with bids due in July, August. Replace a baggage makeup carousel. Construction. Scope work generally consists of replacement of existing A baggage carousel and necessary conveyor system modifications. Work includes, but not necessarily limited to, electrical modifications, conveyor equipment rerouting, 1 new bag carousel in the bag room, and other efforts as required. Will advertise in July. Memphis Shelby County Authority to be decided. Reconfiguration of runway 27 and taxiway V1, V2 intersection to meet FAA standards. Demolition of south end of Concourse C. Construct a snow removal equipment building. Reconstruction of approximately 4,125 linear feet of taxiway Alpha. No dates or funding have been determined. Keep your eyes on website for updates. Elevator, escalator, and moving walkway preventive maintenance and repairs. Conveyance equipment maintenance, PM and repairs for all conveyance equipment at Memphis International Airport. The project budget is not available at this time. Experience with other similar contracts. The estimation is available now, and this is a multi-year contract. Roofing at 3150 Tullahoma roof replacement. The roof replacement budget is not available at this time. The experience needs to be with other similar contracts. The estimated release date is June or July of 2021. Disposable janitorial supplies. This is the supply industry and supplies for the Memphis International Airport restrooms. The project budget is not available. However, the estimation release will be no earlier than January of 2022, and this will be a multi-year contract. Water treatment chemicals, supplies and consulting. Supplies and consulting for water treatment chemicals for air handling equipment. The budget is not available. The estimated release will be late 2021, multi-year contract.
Hi, I'm Taylor Tagg, Senior Business Services Coordinator with OBDC. And on behalf of the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance and Director Joanne Massey, we want to welcome you back to the Entrepreneurs Network Center. 2021 will bring more chances than ever before for focused conversations, business growth, in-person learning, and opportunities for small business owners. Join us at 480 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, along with our partners, Black Business Association, the Memphis Area Minority Contractors Association, the Tennessee Small Business Development Center, and Operation Hope as they assist you in elevating your business this year. We look forward to seeing you at the ENC soon.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Alexander, the Executive Director for the Memphis Area Minority Contractors Association, better known as MEMCA. First, I would like to thank Mayor Strickland, Director Joanne Massey, and the OBDC team for providing MEMCA with this phenomenal partnership at the ENC, Entrepreneur Network Center. MEMCA is a nonprofit professional construction trade organization. Our mission is to assist small and scalable construction businesses here in Memphis and Shelby County. Our goal is to make sure that every contractor that enter our doors receive decision-making information about construction. It doesn't matter if you're large or small, we will meet you where you are. By having this lucrative partnership with the city of Memphis, it has allowed MEMCA to serve over 400 construction companies a year. This is exemplified through our MWBE program, as well as the amount of participation on our contracts. MEMCA focuses on 4 major areas: education, skills training, opportunities, and networking. Through our education department, we offer monthly classes, from how to estimate to free OSHA training. Twice a year, we offer a licensing program for our residential contractors. Through our networking partnership, we offer pre-bid meetings as well as meet the contract nights. Through our opportunities, as a member of MEMCA, you will receive bid notification weekly. We also have a public plan room that you can view at www.midsouthplanroom.com. Through our skills training, we have some very exciting upcoming information for young adults and second chance felons. So to stay in the know, I recommend that you go to memphisminoritycontractors.com and sign up for our newsletter. We are advocates for minority contractors here in Memphis and Shelby County. Our plan is to ensure that every contractor that has the capacity and wherewithal can compete within our general bid opportunities. So share this information with your family, friends, and associates that are interested in construction. Tell them to come see us because we mean business. Now, let's get in the game.
The Division of Police Services has 2 procurement projects that it plans to solicit over the next year. The first is for PST uniforms. The division will seek vendors to provide police uniform packages for 45 police service technician recruits and plans to spend a total of $17,000. The second and final project for police services seeks to procure assorted leather goods with a total projected budget of $80,000.
Fire Services Project Number 1, FY22 Drill Tower Improvements, Construction. The Drill Tower Improvement Project will be Phase 1 of the planned redevelopment of this building. Phase 1 will include new roofing, window and door removal replacement, and exterior refurbishing. This project's budget is $300,000. Qualifications include a BC, BC-B, BC-B. Estimated release period, November 1st, 2021. Other information that is important for this project: the drill tower at Armour Center is historically significant to the Memphis Fire Department. It was used to train an entire generation of firefighters. This project will be Fire Services' first LEED certified renovation project. Project number 2, New Fire Station 1. Construction, build a new Fire Station 1. $6 million is the project. Qualifications, BC, BC-B. Estimated release period, June 16, 2021. So this project is out now for bid. Make sure that you pull the information quickly. The new Fire Station 1 will be located at 235 Chelsea Avenue. It will replace the existing fire stations 1 and 6. Project number 3, FY22 Fire Station Improvements, Construction. Pavement improvements at fire facilities, asphalt and concrete, and new generators at fire stations 35 and 38. The project budget is $1.5 million. Qualifications, BC, BC-B, BC, lowercase b, CE. Estimated release period, October 4th, 2021. This will be a combination of several smaller projects. Project number 4 for fire services, Avery renovations phase 2. This is also construction. 2668 Avery is the location, and we will be seeking improvements which will include a new fuel island, exterior improvements including window and door removal replacements, HVAC improvements, parking lot expansions, and drainage improvements. The budget is $1.2 million. Qualifications, BC, BC-B. Estimated release, July 2022.
The City of Memphis's Division of Engineering manages a large portion of the design and construction contracts put out for bid. Based on information currently available, the division expects to undertake approximately 24 construction projects over the next several years, with an estimated total budget of approximately $75 million spread across building construction, roadway paving and repair, as well as traffic signal upgrades, all of which will be discussed in the following slides. Vendors who are interested in participating in these projects should be mindful of some of the requirements prior to bidding. For instance, with regard to certification and licensing, vendors who plan for their project participation to be counted toward a project EBO goal should take care to ensure that their certification with the City of Memphis is active. Vendors whose certifications have lapsed or who are certified with another agency but not with the City of Memphis will not be counted toward an EBO goal. Certification with the city must be renewed on an annual basis, and business owners are solely responsible for maintaining their certified status. Additionally, vendors seeking opportunities on engineering contracts should pay careful attention to any licensing requirements or other qualifications imposed. Depending on the nature of a business's work on the project, they may be required to hold any one of the variety of contractor's licenses issued by the state of Tennessee. Vendors who expect to take advantage of opportunities on traffic signal projects may be expected to hold and maintain certain industry certifications or qualifications. Business owners are encouraged to investigate whether they will need to hold those licenses and certifications on their own, depending on the nature of their involvement with the project. Vendors are expected to be aware of these requirements when evaluating these opportunities, and business owners are solely responsible for ensuring that they meet the licensing and certification requirements applied to each project. The Engineering Division's Building, Design, and Construction Group, or BD&C, provides construction planning and support for building projects across various city divisions. The BD&C plans to move forward with a variety of improvement projects that will service the Division of Parks Recreation Centers across the city. Updates to the Orange Mound Park and Hollywood Park areas will seek to create recreational opportunities for the surrounding communities through the installation of 2 splash pads at those locations. The estimated budget for these projects is slated to be $1.5 million. The winning bidder will be responsible for complete installation of the planned additions, which will entail concrete work, plumbing, installation of associated equipment, and any other furnishings included in the project plans. Subcontractors who work in these areas are encouraged to seek out opportunities with bidding primes when the projects are put out for advertisement. The Pine Hill Golf Course is expected to receive substantial renovations to different parts of the property through several planned construction projects. The BD&C expects to begin seeking vendors to demolish and reconstruct the course clubhouse in the 4th quarter of 2022. Planned construction is estimated to include a total of 8,000 square feet of building, split between the clubhouse itself, a storage unit for golf carts, as well as a covered exterior area at an estimated price of $2.25 million. The golf course itself is expected to undergo some alteration as well, including realigning some course holes, construction of green assets on the property, and modifications to the course irrigation system at an estimated spend of $3 million. Finally, the course's pedestrian bridge is slated for replacement. The city expects to solicit bids for demolition and construction of the new bridge in the first quarter of 2022, with an estimated spend of $250,000. Other planned construction includes sports lighting relocation at various recreational sites across the city. Job duties are likely to include existing fixture relocation, new lighting fixture installation, and any necessary electrical work required to complete those tasks. The projected spend for these projects is $500,000. May Park is also targeted for a substantial renovation during the next 2 years. Current projections indicate a $1.5 million spend, which will go toward rebuilding the primary soccer fields at this park, as well as providing new paving for drives and parking areas that service that area. Finally, the city expects to move toward structural improvement and construction in a series of projects that will include not only the Division of Parks, but also police services. Planned improvements for the Whitehaven Community Center expect to add an 8,000 square foot banquet facility to the existing structure at a projected cost of $5 million. Finally, reconstruction of the police station at Mount Moriah is projected to be bid toward the end of this year. Current forecasts expect a total project spend of $5.8 million toward the reconstruction. In addition to structure, construction, and improvement, planned projects include several efforts to repair and improve various roadways and streets in the municipal area. Interested vendors should carefully assess the qualifications for contracting, licensing, and other certifications to participate on these projects. Roadway improvement to Pleasant Hill Road between Holmes Road and Shelby Drive is projected to see road widening and reconstruction of up to 1,700 lane feet from the roadway base up to the curbs and sidewalks, with an estimated cost of $2.5 million. Holmes Road between Malone and Lamar will also be widened in a project expected to spend $16 million. Current expectations predict that this project will be released toward the end of this year or the beginning of next. The Elvis Presley Boulevard Streetscape project will focus on sections of the road between Winchester Road and Craft Road. Planned improvements will include, in addition to widening the roadway, construction of a heavily landscaped median area, installation of bike and pedestrian lanes, as well as a bus stop turnout lane. The projected spend for this project is $8 million, and it's expected to be released in the spring of 2022. The city plans to continue its broad resurfacing efforts in the coming years, which is represented by the 2 resurfacing projects currently on your screen, both of which aim to repave approximately 50 miles of lane feet each, for a total of approximately 100 miles of lane feet. Additionally, these projects will include construction of ADA compliant curb ramps at street intersections as appropriate, as well as upgrades to traffic installations as needed. Extensions to the Couch Sewer are also planned for bid in the fall of 2021. The project will include construction of a 2 to 8 inch barrel siphon and extend an estimated 600 feet of 8-inch sewer line to provide new sewer service. Project participants will be required to meet the licensing requirements specific to this type of project and the work that it entails. Drain pipe installation is also slated for Misen Circle. At a projected cost of $450,000, the city plans to install new drain pipe within the center of the roadway, including new inlet and gutter installations. The project will also include minor demolition and debris removal involving vegetation and fence removal as necessary. Replacement of the concrete lining at Finley Road is expected to be bid in the spring of 2022. The project will target 1/4 of a mile of concrete channel lining for removal and replacement, as well as installation of drainage pipe in the area. The projected spend for this project is approximately $1 million. A substantially similar project will also focus on the Richbrier Road area, also targeting 1/4 mile of concrete channel at the same expected cost. Finally, 2 projects will focus on bridge repair and future planning and design. The first project will seek a vendor to perform repairs to the bridge at Weaver Road over Cypress Creek, as well as Holmes Road at the BNSF Railroad line. The project is expected to require an $800,000 spend and will require the contractor to repair the approach slabs and expansion joints associated with those structures. The city also will seek a vendor to create design and construction plans for several bridges that have been marked by TDOT for repair and/or replacement. The city projects a $400,000 spend for this service, and opportunity on these projects may vary on a case-by-case basis as unique circumstances may exist. Finally, improvements to several traffic signal installations are planned in the coming years. Modernization efforts will include the intersection of Thomas at March and Park at Sims, as well as Southern at Hollywood and Mallory at Florida, Peabody at Belvedere, as well as a broad modernization project that will include other locations to be determined. Projected costs for these projects range between $325,000 to $375,000. Interested subcontractors should be careful to ensure that they meet the very specific qualification requirements that are imposed on these projects as they deal with traffic signal installation. Finally, the city will continue to procure signs and other materials for pavement and roadway markings, including waterborne striping, glass beads, aluminum side blanks, thermoplastic material, steel poles, and other materials related to roadway marking and signage. Pricing for these items will vary depending on the type of item being sought.
Hello, my name is Robert Connect. I'm the Public Works Director for the City of Memphis. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak to the We Mean Business Symposium. I want to thank Director Massey and her team for this opportunity to allow Public Works to share with you these upcoming projects that would be of interest. And hopefully we can really gain some participation that we have not been otherwise been able to maybe provide that opportunity. So this is about opportunities and making them available as much as possible to you, our partners in this effort. So thank you. I'm going to start my presentation, so bear with me. The first one I want to talk about as I start this presentation is our wastewater treatment plant facilities. Public Works, we operate 2 major wastewater treatment facilities, one at the north and one at the south, the north one being Stiles Wastewater Treatment Plant, and one at the south being the Maxon Wastewater Treatment Facility. Every year we have a need for industrial equipment supplies. So as an industry, we need those industrial equipment suppliers to help supply us with the various types of industrial equipment and related services. We spend about $4 million annually on these types of expenditures. We look for someone who has 5 years experience. This is typically released in August and for a 5-year term. Our next opportunity we want to talk about is our wastewater treatment equipment supplies. Every year we have a need for various types of wastewater treatment equipment and related services. This is a little different than industrial equipment and supplies that is more wastewater treatment specific. Again, 5 years experience, $2 million annual expenditure, released in August with a 5-year term. We also have facility needs involving lawn care. We have various lawns and/or fields that we maintain at our wastewater treatment plants. This is a $60,000 annual expense. Again, 5 years experience, bid in August, and we typically do this on a multi-year agreement. We also have a need for janitorial services. Both of our facilities, this is a $50,000 opportunity, cleaning offices and servicing the facility internally, floors, various other maintenance needs. 5 years experience. August again will be the bid period, and it's submit quotes to bid on a multi-year agreement. The next one we have is we're going to build a new administration facility at our South TE Maxon facility. This is going to be a $5 million opportunity. The qualifications with classifications BC and BCB. We are going to construct a whole new building, including a lab and a control room. We hope to have this released in September and October of this year. An excellent opportunity, hoping to get great participation. The next project we're going to be talking about is our, it's again at the South Wastewater Treatment Plant, our primary clarified pump station. As I said, our facilities manage a lot of different components and different operations. This one is the primary clarifiers, the pump station that serve them. We're obviously going to be looking for municipal and utility construction experience, classifications MU, MUA, and MUB. This is a $2.3 million opportunity, replacement of existing pumps, fittings, and controls. We hope to bid it in October 2021, and this would be a one-time bid. We're also at the same facility looking to do a plant belt filter press replacements. We have multiple belt filter presses that handle biosolids. So this is an opportunity to replace the existing belt filter presses, the electrical controls, and installation of gas heat service. Again, this is classification MU, MUA, MUB. We hope to bid this in December of this year, and we estimate the project budget at $5.5 million. Another project at the South Wastewater Treatment Plant is a wastewater treatment plant Lagoon A 2A rehabilitation. This is going to be a rehabilitation of existing anaerobic lagoon by removing the cover, removing the solids, inspecting the piping, replacing the pumps and piping, and put a new cover on it. This is an $8.9 million project. This will be in classification MU, MUA, MUB, or HC qualifications. We hope to bid this in September of this year. At the North Plant, we are hoping to do some maintenance building construction project, construct a new sheet metal maintenance building, $1.6 million project budget, classification BC, BCB. October 21 is the estimated bid time. Another project at the North Wastewater Treatment Plant is the electrical rehabilitation of the administration building. We want to do electrical improvements to power the admin and maintenance building. This is estimated at $1.5 million, project budget at $1.5 million. Qualification CE, estimated bid period November 21. Another good project that we have coming up is going to be our Bethel Grove parallel sewer. This is an installation of 4,000 24-inch pipe and 1,600 feet of 18-inch pipe parallel to existing sewer lines to increase capacity. We estimate this budget at $2.725 million. The qualifications for this are MU, MUA, and MUB, and we estimate this project to be bid in December 2021. We have some needs for landscaping planters at our North Wastewater Treatment Plant. So we have some need to plant and maintain those planters. We estimated $5,000. Some simple, very generic qualifications: the ability to plant and replace flowers. Spring and fall is a seasonal opportunity. Lawn care. This is for our stormwater department. We have some facility maintenance needs for maintaining the lawns at our facilities there. $10,000 budget. Mowing and edging, we expect this to be bid in March of 2021. This is for the grass season of next year, from March to November of 2022. Demolition services, as part of our blight efforts, we do a various demolition of vacant, dilapidated homes and commercial properties. We have a $200,000 budget for this. And then we need the ability to demolish homes and commercial properties. This project will be coming soon. We don't have established a date. There is an RFQ for a review and the selection of qualified vendors. Vegetation control program for Public Works. We look to lawn spraying services for city-owned properties. We do try to maintain and control vegetation by herbicide management. So we're looking for those who are qualified the ability to spray lawns. This again is to be determined. There'll be an RFP for review and a vendor selection process. Again, my name is Robert Connect. Our division contract and our liaison for this is Andrea Davidson. We can be reached at this number at 901-636-6017. Please email Andrea Davidson at this email below for any information you want to have about these projects, and the time to do that. Normal business hours are 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. Again, thank you for this opportunity to talk to the group today. And if you ever have any questions or anything else you want to ask about any projects, we have different opportunities coming up. We look forward to great participation and great interest in these projects. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
The City of Memphis's Division of General Services has several planned projects that present opportunities for contractors who work in construction and maintenance fields. The first project is a broad property maintenance contract. It will require maintenance of several city facilities to be determined. Repairs will include citywide asphalt roofing, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, and HVAC improvements. The division plans to spend $8.5 million toward these efforts. Contractors should be certified and properly licensed and follow up on any questions that they have related to their qualifications after they compare with the bid materials. The second project we'd like to discuss is another maintenance contract specific to City Hall and the PSB building. Repairs will include the exterior cladding of City Hall, upgrades to the HVAC system, and renovations to the parking garage. The division projects to spend $4.9 million, and contractors are encouraged to assess their certifications and licensing similarly. The third project focuses on the Coke bottling facility here in the city of Memphis. The facility is planned to now house the fire apparatus maintenance building, the primary fuel center for the city of Memphis, wash bay areas for vehicles, a recycling center, engineering, signs and markings, park operations, including areas for horticultural farming, an area for traffic signal maintenance, an area for surveying and construction inspection, as well as the Division of Information Technology. The division has planned and projected a $1 million spend for this project. Finally, the division has a design project planned for the end of this year. This project will entail design for the fleet and fire apparatus building. The planned budget for this project is nearly $11 million, and bids should go out no later than October.
Hi, I'm Rory Thomas, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Tennessee Small Business Development Center at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Our Small Business Development Center, we're SBA's largest funded program with over 900 centers across the country, including 14 locations in Tennessee, and our center housed at Shelby County, serves Shelby and also Fayette County. And we assist entrepreneurs in realizing the dream of business ownership and in helping those existing companies grow through using SBA tools and resources so that they remain competitive and try to grow in this ever-changing global economy. Our organization, we typically assist 400 small businesses each year with one-on-one advising, but during this pandemic, we've assisted over 1,100 businesses. So that included assisting with SBA disaster relief funds, City of Memphis stabilization grant, EDGE need grants, and so many other programs to assist businesses during this time. During this time, especially during the pandemic, it's been awesome partnering with the City of Memphis and their Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. We've assisted hundreds of business owners throughout the pandemic in updating their business strategies and plans and resiliency plans and bouncing back from the pandemic. Thank you for joining the We Mean Business Symposium, and let's get back in the game.
Good morning. I'm Ernest Strickland, President and CEO of the Black Business Association of Memphis. At the BBA, we mean business. I want to thank the Mayor, City Council, Director Massey for allowing us to take part in this important symposium. The BBA has traditionally focused on helping our members with access to capital, advocacy, and counseling. Going forward, our new strategic vision calls for assisting companies with talent, helping our small business with acquisitions, and also helping companies that are looking to hire diverse talent with the ability to connect with people that can be great candidates for their positions. So we're excited to be a part of the Entrepreneur Network Center. As I tell our members all the time, you don't have to know all of the answers. You just have to know where to find those answers. And the ENC is the place to find the answers. Again, I'm Ernest Strickland, president of the Black Business Association, and we're proud to be a member and proud to be a part of this symposium. Thank you.
Hello, I'm James Jones, the HR Operations Finance Manager, and I'm excited about being one of the presenters for the Business Symposium on today. I'm representing the Human Resources Division, and the mission of the Division of Human Resources is to provide collaborative, proactive, and responsive leadership in the human resources field to all levels of city government in order to further the effective delivery of quality services to the City of Memphis employees, residents, and businesses. The Human Resources Division incorporates all of the services centers that addresses employee relations and employment functions. The division manages the Employee Assistance Program, employee training, labor relations, employee recruiting, employee activities, healthcare and pension administration, and maintains all personnel files. Job posting, entrance promotional and durational register testing, medical exams, compensation, benefit enrollment, and new employee orientation all fall under the HR umbrella. The first project that I want to offer for consideration is entitled Education and Facilitation. The industry that is associated with this project is professional services. A description of this project is to provide education/facilitation services with capabilities to also offer online or live video format that supports HR's global initiative of maximizing and valuing the capabilities of our human capital resources. The projected budget for this project is $50,000 or less. The qualifications are for qualified minorities and or women with expertise in professional development trainings and how to bring the best out of employees while exuding confidence at all levels of city government. The estimated release period is within the next 6 to 12 months. Other pertinent information is types of education/facilitation, it's professional development and wellness, utilizing latest tools and best practices with proven success. Our second project is entitled Fitness, Training, and Healthy Living. The industry is also professional services, and the description of this project is to provide fitness training for health and weight management goals with capabilities to also offer online or live video format for employees to assist with obtaining a healthier lifestyle as people's lives and eating habits have changed with this enduring pandemic. The projected budget is $50,000 or less. Qualifications are for qualified minorities and or women with the ability to provide professional fitness training and goals for weight management and healthy living, coupled with healthier diets and simple but tasty recipes to make it easier to get back on track and to stay on track. The estimated release period is within the next 6 to 12 months. Other information that may be pertinent, an example would be employee health-related perks, simple tips for economical recipes, simple tips for exercises that can be done safely in the workplace as you work, etc. This concludes our projects for human resources. I just want to thank Director Joanne Massey for inviting us to be a part of this symposium. We can be contacted at The Human Resources Department, or the Human Resources Division, which is located at 125 North Main Street, Memphis, Tennessee, 38103. Phone number is 901-636-6657. Thanks again. I'm James Jones. You have a great day.
The Division of Housing Community Development has several significant construction, architecture, and other projects which it plans to bid out in the coming year. The first of which is the construction of Liberty Park Track and Football Stadium at Toby Field. This is an architecture and engineering project with a projected spend of $3 million. Project participants will be expected to design and construct a football field, running track, and stadium stands with restroom and concession facilities to service those structures. The division plans to issue architect solicitations in June of 2021 to follow with contractor solicitations in fall of 2021. The next project is the renovation of historic Melrose High School. This is a building construction project that will entail repair and renovation of the historic 3-story building at 843 Dallas Street, including the library and construction of the genealogy center on the first floor. The project's projected spend is $7 million. Interested vendors should ensure that they have the correct licensing and qualification to participate on this project. The division plans to solicit bids for a construction manager at risk in the late summer or early fall of this year. Following the selection of a CMAR, subcontractor solicitations are expected to be released either late this year or early in 2022. The Division of Housing and Community Development also expects to begin work on the Tillman Cove Housing Redevelopment Project. The projected budget for the entire project is in excess of $54 million. The breadth of the project is wide, and licensing requirements will vary depending on the trade performing work. Elmington Construction and Nixon General Contractors have already begun working with the division in planning to complete this project, and they will be responsible for soliciting subcontractors to perform the various tasks associated. The project is expected to be released on July 31st of 2021. HCD also plans to continue its lead hazard reduction project. This project has received a newly awarded $5.6 million grant, and it aims to reduce lead hazards and provide healthy housing solutions to qualified applicants. Firms who are interested in participating on this project are encouraged to respond to the RFP from HCD at www.leadsafememphis.org. The planned period of performance for this project has already begun in January of 2020. However, this project is slated to continue currently until July of 2023. Finally, HCD will continue its weatherization program. The projected budget for this program is in excess of $7,000 per unit, with a maximum of $10,000 per unit for health and safety upgrades. In order to qualify for this program, interested bidders must have an active Tennessee General Contractor's license, an active SAM status with SAM.gov. They must possess a Weatherization Assistance Program training certificate or experience in weatherization, an OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 training certificate, lead safe weatherization online certificate, EPA renovation, repair, and painting certificate, and a lead safe firm certification. The firms must also meet City of Memphis risk management insurance requirements and possess a Shelby County business license, as well as be registered as a City of Memphis vendor. Vendors who are interested in any of these opportunities are encouraged to contact Chad Bowman with the Division of Housing and Community Development.
Hi, my name is Nick Walker, and I'm the Director of Parks and Neighborhoods for the City of Memphis. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today about the construction projects that we have going on in FY22 for the City of Memphis Division of Parks and Neighborhoods. Similar to the other directors, I'm encouraged to see so many people engaging in this process and looking at ways that we can expand our minority and women-owned business participation in these construction projects. So real quickly, I will go through the construction project, sort of highlighting what we're attempting to do. But as always, we look forward to your participation in the bid process, and hopefully seeing you working on helping us improve our parks and neighborhoods. The first project is an ongoing project, which is the construction and replacement of 4 tennis courts. The budget for this project is about $600,000, and primarily we're looking for folks that have experience working on post-tension tennis courts, or really any concrete pavement related to sports fields. Our hope is to put this bid out this summer and begin construction, or actually put this out this fall. The next project is furniture and equipment for our community and senior centers. Every piece of furniture and equipment that we have inside the community centers has a life cycle, and this year we have about $150,000 worth of equipment that we are looking to replace. Once again, this is going to be another fall of 21 release period. Playground resurfacing. Similar to the furniture, every one of our parks that has playgrounds in it, the playground surface needs to be repaired periodically, actually replaced. This is a project where we're going to obviously be doing the excavating of the pour-in-place surface and refilling. We're looking for folks that have about 5 years of experience working on playground resurfacing, with a projected budget of about $600,000. Similar to all of our projects, we estimate that the release period on this would be fall of 21. Various projects. This is where hopefully I can provide a little bit of color. Every year we have a cover line of about $1.5 million that allows us to do things like replacing pavilions, doing some paving work throughout the parks, and repair of benches, trash cans, etc. It's sort of a vague topic, but what we're really looking for is folks that have 5 years of construction experience, preferably with public parks. And once again, these will be sort of an as needed basis, but as always, these will be put out for bid through the city's site. So make sure you stay attention for that. And once again, we're talking the fall of 21. Golf cart paths. We are in the process of repaving golf paths at various golf courses throughout the city. The city currently has 7 golf courses. And what we're looking here is for overlay repavement of walking and golf cart paths at those courses. Primarily, we're looking for someone with about 5 years of experience working on the overlay or replacement of asphalt cart paths. We have a projected budget of about $950,000, and we're really looking for folks that have at least 5 years experience. And the final project is a very specific project, but we are looking at updating the stormwater drain system at the Galloway Golf Course. We are currently putting together this bid package. The projected budget is about $150,000, and we're really looking for folks that have experience working on stormwater drain systems. Once again, this is probably the one we're working on the quickest, as we've already started to do some of the design work, and the release on it is projected to be summer of 21. So thank you as always. We're really looking forward to you participating in the bid process and looking forward to you helping us make our parks better. Have a good day. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Craig Hodge, Project Manager for Accelerate Memphis. Thanks to all for attending today, and thank you to Director Massey and her team for coordinating this event. Accelerate Memphis is a $200 million investment by Mayor Strickland and the City Council in the City of Memphis, consisting of 3 categories: activating Memphis 3.0, which is the city's comprehensive plan, improving our parks, and revitalizing city assets. We want to introduce you to the entire program today. Some of the projects will be going out to bid in the coming months, while some are still in the planning phase. For those still in the planning phase, we'll be following up later this fall with a second event once we have more details to share on some of these larger projects. So to get started, project number 1 is Audubon Park Pavilion and Playground. This is an $800,000 project involving the new construction of a playground and pavilion at Audubon Park. We expect this to go out to bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 2 is an $8.2 million construction project of a new community center and 2 new soccer fields at Geisman Park. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 3 is a $3.5 million renovation of the existing Gaston Community Center. Once again, we expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 4 is a nearly $2 million renovation of the existing Riverview Community Center. We also expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 5 is a $4.5 million construction project for the building of a new shared use path in the unused railroad right-of-way adjacent to Chelsea Avenue. So this is going to start at Evergreen Street and run west all the way to Washington Park following the railroad right-of-way. It is currently under design, but we do not expect this to go out to bid until the first quarter of FY23. Project number 6 is also a green line. It's a $4.5 million construction project for the building of a bridge over the CN Railroad, which will allow the Shelby Farms Green Line to expand westward into Toby Park via Flicker Street. This is currently under design, and we expect it to go out to bid in the first quarter of FY23. Now, the second list of projects are ones that are still in the planning phase and that we'll be providing more details on as time moves forward. So project number 7 is park maintenance and upgrades. It is approximately a $6 million project involving repairs and improvements to existing fixtures at parks throughout the city, such as benches, picnic tables, grills, and trash receptacles and pavilions. We are currently in the process of assessing these assets. This will result in multiple bid packages. They will start in the first quarter of FY22 and be rolled out throughout the year as bid documents are prepared. Project number 8 is a $9 million project involving repairs and improvements to community and senior centers throughout the city. Types of work will include roof repairs, HVAC improvements, plumbing upgrades, etc. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should be going out in the second quarter of FY22. Project number 9 involves the city's aquatic facilities. We have approximately $4.5 million for repairs and renovations to multiple indoor and outdoor facilities. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out to bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 10 is labeled early stage investment in 34 anchor areas. So this is a $10 million project. It will consist of improvements at 34 different intersections throughout the city, such as improved signage, upgraded bus shelters, and improved crosswalks and sidewalks. This work will ultimately be divided into multiple bid packages based on the different types of work. We are currently in the planning process and will be able to share more specific details later this fall. And lastly, project number 11 is a $32 million project that consists of large-scale investments at 9 anchor areas throughout the city. Those 9 areas are listed on the slide, and each of these investments will be guided by small area plans created for each of these anchors. If you'd like to see more details on the individual plans, you can go to memphis3.0.com/projects. Examples of the type of investments include neighborhood squares and parks, landscaped medians, public plazas, and pedestrian trails. So we are currently in the planning process for this project as well, and we'll be able to share more specific details later this fall. So once again, thank you to all for your participation today and your interest in participating in these projects. And we look forward to following up in the fall with more details. Thanks. Bye.
Restaurant Asparagus. My name is Chef Chris Beavers. I am the owner. I've been at this location for approximately 1 year. So Restaurant Asparagus, let me just tell you how we got our origin. I guess about 3 years ago in 2018, I had a friend by the name of Sherman Brown who had an Airbnb property around the corner from here, And he was gracious enough to let me transform that property into a slash bed and breakfast, private dining. And so when we outgrew that location, I saw this. I wanted to stay in Midtown, so I saw this location. And so I called the owner, and it took forever for us to get a lease together and sign a lease. But anyway, we finally got that done. We finally got the lease signed, and we started building. This location was actually a tattoo parlor that had been abandoned by the previous tenant. And so, man, it looked like a hurricane, like a tornado had been through here. And it was crazy. So we just started cleaning it up. I got my contractor, Travis Melton, my investor, Sharina Smith. Like, we just started grinding, started working. And what you see now, man, is a product of a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of money invested. And we're Restaurant Asparagus. We're not exactly where we want to be cosmetically, but you know, we're rocking and rolling, so that's where we are. We decided to get this place in the midst of a pandemic. Like, I know that seemed crazy to everybody. Was like, why would you try to get a restaurant or a private dining in the middle of a pandemic? But I thought when we come out of the pandemic, you know, everybody's gonna want somewhere to go, gonna need somewhere to go. And during the pandemic, you know, the small parties that were able to gather that wanted private functions, I wanted to be able to offer something to them that was very spacious, very spaced out, you know what I mean? So it was not easy because we weren't making a lot of money, and sometimes trying to pay the rent was a challenge. But guess what, man? We did it, God blessed us. We were able to maintain. And so now that the world is opening back up, we're looking forward to big things. I was on social media one day, man, and Ms. Joanne Massey of the mayor's office sent me a message asking me if I knew that the city of Memphis was offering grants to businesses who have been affected by the pandemic. And I did not know. And so she sent me the link where to apply. I applied. A couple of weeks later, I received an email saying that I had been approved for the grant and that I needed to apply for an additional $5,000. So I applied for that. I was approved for that as well. And a few weeks after that, I was given the location where to go pick the grant check up. So, when we picked the grant check up, one major thing that we were able to do is purchase this ventilation system. Because that is part of the bones of a restaurant. You can't do anything without a vent hood. In order to be in health department specification, be up to code, you have to have a ventilation system with fire suppression. You have to have hot air going out and fresh air coming in. And so now, thanks to the city of Memphis, we've had this brand new vent hood installed. It's working perfectly. I can take you outside so you can see the other side of it. It's just been a blessing, man. And so we're just grateful to Ms. Massey, to Mayor Strickland, to the their entire cabinet, the whole mayor's office. Like, thanks for keeping us alive during the pandemic, you know, keeping our business alive. We're grateful.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get in the game. You've just seen the presentations of the millions of dollars in projects that are on the table. Our next segment is a seat at the table where you'll be able to ask questions and pitch. And don't forget to join us tomorrow at 11:30 for the FedEx Virtual We Mean Business Luncheon. Get in the game. Hey guys, hope you're still energized from yesterday's grand event. I'm your host, Ina Esco, and I want to welcome you to day 2 of the FedEx Virtual We Mean Business Luncheon. Don't forget, our theme is Let's Get in the Game, and that's exactly what we'll do today. Right now, I want to pass the ball to Director Joanne Massey.
I hope you all will enjoy the 2021 Virtual FedEx We Mean Business Luncheon. One of Mayor Strickland's top priorities has been to contract with the highest quality contractors and professionals to increase our minority and women-owned business spend by city government. Under his leadership, our team has done just that. We have moved the needle on the percentage of city contract expenditures from 12.67% in 2015 to 21.13% as of last fiscal year. The City of Memphis was the first city to commit to the 1 Million Black Business Initiative administered by Operation Hope. Now, more than ever, as the pandemic has amplified the disparities in our community, particularly amongst Black and brown citizens, it is important for our city to have an agency available to support the growth of women and minority businesses in the 21st century. But we haven't done this alone. I would like to introduce Mayor Jim Strickland to provide remarks on our public-private partnerships. But before I do, remember, we mean business.
I want to welcome everyone to the 2021 We Mean Business FedEx Virtual Luncheon. Yesterday, we had more than 20 city divisions, quasi-governmental agencies, and other community partners to share project opportunities with our symposium attendees. Since 2016, it has been our goal to leverage public-private partnerships in many initiatives throughout city government. I'm appreciative of the community's confidence in us. I am most proud of our continued partnership with FedEx in initiatives like the 800 Initiative and programs like this symposium. We could not have this event without FedEx's sponsorship. We appreciate you. In recognition of your investment and partnership, I would like to present this award to you. Thank you. For those that are part of the audience, I hope you have grabbed your lunch and will sit back and enjoy today's program. Remember, we mean business. Let's get in the game.
I hope that most of you are familiar with the FedEx Small Business Center. It's an online resource providing shipping, logistics, and delivery advice. The site also features articles about financial management, tips on pricing, and packaging. I encourage you to check out the site. In conclusion, FedEx is committed to being a good corporate citizen, and that includes investing in programs and projects that help to improve the communities where our team members live and work. We join Mayor Jim Strickland and his City of Memphis OBDC team, led by Joanne Massey, to welcome you today, and we wish all of you continued success. Remember, we mean business. Let's get in the game.
Steve Jobs once said, "If you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time." Many entrepreneurs share that outlook. Global entrepreneurship is one of the key focus areas for FedEx philanthropic investments. FedEx is committed to giving entrepreneurs everywhere the tools they need to succeed. We support programs that provide training, mentoring, networking, and access to capital. That's why we're so proud of the work being done by the City of Memphis and its Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. The program has served over 2,500 small, minority, and women-owned businesses by connecting them to contracting opportunities with government and private sector organizations. FedEx is proud to have supported this event for the past 5 years, and we congratulate Joanne Massey and her team on their great accomplishments. FedEx also collaborates with the City of Memphis on a couple of other programs, such as the 800 Initiative, a program designed to increase the revenues of the 800 Black-owned businesses with at least one employee that are ready to move to the next level. Inner City Capital Connections that provides free training to businesses to help them build capacity. Other initiatives FedEx supports to help small business owned by people of color include STARCO, the Mid-South Minority Business Council Continuum, Epicenter, FedEx, and the City of Memphis share the same objective: do whatever we can to connect entrepreneurs to the resources they need to not only stay in business, but grow. When we do that, the results are new jobs, more people who are better able to take care of their families, and ultimately, a thriving community. Thank you. Remember, we mean business. Get in the game.
Hey guys, it's time to get in the game with First Quarter, where Director Joanne Massey sits down with serial entrepreneur Carolyn Hardy.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joanne Massey. I hope you're enjoying the We Mean Business Symposium. Today, I have the honor and the pleasure of having someone with us who inspires many and who is committed to the community, none other than Carolyn Hardy of Chisholm Hardy Investments. Carolyn,
hello, Joanne.
Thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're really excited about the symposium today. Our audience has just really expressed how much they're interested in getting to hear and learn more about you, your new book that we'll talk about a little bit later, and what's happening with Chisholm Hardy Investments now and what you're doing.
Oh my God, a lot. We're, like everybody, we survived the pandemic. And it was not our goal to just survive the pandemic. We took the opportunity to try to reinvent ourselves in a lot of ways. So we wanted to come out of the pandemic and be bigger and better. And so the employees are all very happy, very engaged, and very excited about where we're going as an organization.
Yeah. Well, before we talk more about where you're going and the things that you're doing, let's talk about where you've been.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about Carolyn Hardy.
Okay, well, I started my first company in 2006, September 1st. And I started as a whirlwind, but I started Hardy Bottling. And it took a lot of guts to do that because it took a lot of money. And the type of money that Black people and minorities and women aren't accustomed to borrowing. Started that company. We were extremely successful. We sold it in 2011 to City Brewery, which was definitely the right thing to do. Then we started Henderson Transloading, and we started transloading grain because I looked at my strengths and said, okay, what are you really good at? And having been a VP for Coors, I ship beer around the world in containers. So I knew that Memphis had a lot of excess containers. I knew that the freight rates out of Memphis was very favorable. So I decided to start handling grain, and we're the only grain transloaders here in the community. I was at an event, Black Farmers Association has a trade show every year. So Jennifer and I attended, and they said, there's this transloader off of Lamar somewhere. They're a really big transloader. They were just talking about us, and Jennifer and I just sit there and say anything. And so after they finished talking, I turned around and looked at them and said, what do you guys do? We're those transloaders you were just talking about.
So they had no idea.
Had no idea that it was
woman-owned, black-owned.
No, did not know.
Wow,
it.
Wow.
We do real estate developments, and I tell people with real estate. I was talking to some friends on Sunday. I said, you need to stay in your lane. And do what you do well and what you enjoy. And so we develop container depots. And so where the containers live while they're waiting for a train ride, we develop the sites that they sit on. So we own the depots near the BNSF, we own several near the CNCSX, and we have one near Norfolk Southern. But it's waiting. So we buy land, we hold land, and then we'll do custom bills for people.
Wow.
So we've been doing that since 2007, and then we expanded after I sold the brewery. And then we own an MRO company called Industrial Sales, which we acquired about four and a half years ago, and got into that because minorities and women are underrepresented in construction, and I mean seriously underrepresented. Now I wanted to understand, where could I influence and be a role model in the construction space? What made sense? And so I did an evaluation. I looked at buying a GC firm, not starting one because if you're going to really play soon, you've got to have a company that's mature, because a lot of people don't understand bonding is very difficult if your company's only 1 year old. It's a lot less difficult because they're looking at your experience if it's an older organization.
Sure.
So if you acquire a company, you actually take on the history and the legacy of that company. So make sure it has a good history and a good legacy, okay?
So acquisitions are important.
Acquisition
Yeah.
and knowing what you bought is really important.
Yeah.
So we acquired that company and we've been able to grow it 100% in the last 4 years. And I would like to grow it 100% next year, so that's our goal. And of course, it's important to set goals. We also own a beverage brand that we were partnering, but now we actually own the entire brand, which just recently happened. And we're working with my old formulators and my 30-year buddies. I was having dinner with one of my 30-year buddies the other day who actually built some of the equipment. And you know, just having the right people working with you is really important.
Wow.
That's just a little bit about me. And as you know, I'm on many boards. I tell people that the way to hook me on a board is it's all about impact to the community. I'm concerned about jobs and living wages, and I know COVID and the lack of skilled workforce has actually taken away a lot of the low-paying jobs, because you've got the major companies paying $17, $18 an hour, and it's forcing wages up, which is a very good thing. It may hurt small businesses, because a lot of small businesses that can bring their prices up, cannot bring those wages up, so they won't be able to attract the people. So if it's about skilled jobs, if it's about helping people improve where they are in life, if it's about education, getting our young people who are trying to start a profession after college, I'm always interested in that.
Yeah.
That tugs at my heart every day.
Well, Carolyn, you talked about your entrepreneurship endeavors, and I mean, you have had many, many successes over and over again, but what are some successful tips for businesses or entrepreneurs or individuals who are looking to enter into a new industry? You already talked about acquisitions, but what are some tips?
I think one of the things that they have to understand is their own strengths and weaknesses. What do they do well? We all do some things well. We also do some things not as well. I'm a CPA by profession, so I'm going to always do the numbers really well, okay? I like people a lot, and I love strategy. I'm trying to think what I don't do well.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the best. I'm not getting there too soon, am I? I don't like the tactical stuff as much. Okay? I'm more of a strategist, because a lot of people say, Carol, how can you run so many companies? It's easy. I'm the strategist. I'm the person who thinks of that hard stuff. Now, and I'm good at executing, but after a while, I want to get out of that. I don't want to stay in the weeds, okay? I am horrible at managing my schedule. Jennifer will swear to that. I was triple booked yesterday, 3 meetings.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm terrible at managing my schedule.
That's you being committed to the community.
But you've got, and they were all 3 board meetings. Yes, you're right, they were all community meetings. But what you have to know is, A, know yourself. You have to know that, like, I know supply chain and logistics very well. There are some people who are naturally introverts, and I've seen them say, well, I'm going to start my business, I'm going to start selling. They don't like to talk to people. They can't look people in the eye. So they need to understand that. Now, I'm not saying don't go into business. I'm saying that's probably the first person you should hire, is somebody who compliments you. So by knowing yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, find someone that compliments you, because you're not a big enough organization to be redundant. I don't need 3 Carolyn Hardys, okay? Right. You really don't. I need.
Tell me where they are. Well,
Jennifer's one of them.
Right,
And Whitney's the other. Okay, we got 2.
That makes
and actually,
sense.
Chris is in town, so we have 3 of them.
There
okay?
you go.
They are extremely aggressive. But if you know those strengths, and so I had a young lady. I was on a panel in Philadelphia or somewhere, and she said, "Well, I'm a CPA." And I'm a practicing CPA, but I want to get out of it. What do I do? I said, well, how do you describe yourself? And she described herself totally as just an accountant. And I said, let me describe myself. Okay, I'm a multitasker. I think strategically. I see ideas. I'm willing to research. I love meeting people. I use my long-term relationships, and I'm very comfortable with it. And they use me too. It's not using relationships and leveraging relationships is not a one-sided deal. Some people who use it one side don't get the best out of it. You know, my friend called me last week who built a capper for the James Smucker Company. He said, Carolyn, I'm in town over in Arkansas. Let's have lunch. I canceled a couple of meetings. I said, Rusty, if you're this close to me, we're having lunch, okay?
Love it.
This man hit the company he's worked for all of his life, has a 5-year contract exclusive with Coke and Pepsi, and will not build anyone else's equipment. Do you know they came in and built my equipment at a price that was probably 1/5 anybody else would build it for?
Wow.
See, that's what relationships do for you.
Yeah.
But you've got to understand that about yourself and be comfortable. You have to know that you're a person of integrity and surround yourself with people who are honest, people who have integrity. If you don't have integrity, I was doing a deal with someone who was honestly, it was a $10 million deal. I was getting ready to go into a new Memphis meeting. I was standing outside, and I told him I was walking away from the deal. I said, you know what? I can't trust you. I said, I'm just going to call it today. We're not going to work together anymore. And I said, it was really nice knowing you. Goodbye. 2 weeks later, they called me, apologized to me, and said, Carolyn, we want to do the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell your integrity.
Well, I'll tell you, that kind of brings home when you're working with different people and working with different partners. So tell us, what are your methods towards working with so many different people and so many different partners and doing it successfully?
Well, you know, I make sure that people own their part of the responsibility. I see women, and you know, I say this only to help other people. Women tend to take on too much, and they're not as comfortable delegating. I'm extremely comfortable, and I will trust you until you cause me not to.
That is a message there, for
That's
sure.
exactly. I will trust you until you cause me not to. So
yes.
At our grain company, you know, it's actually self-directed. We check on them. They do what they got to do. They'll call us if they need us. And I say, hey, I had one of them say, well, Ms. Hardy, I can do this. And I said, you know what, I trust you. I just had a question for you. Answer my question. I said, I'm good with it. Go take care of it. I don't try to, all the decisions, all the responsibility don't go on my back. That's why I hire people. I hire people to, see the process through, not to hand it off to me.
Right.
Okay. Too frequently, the owner feels that they've got to see, touch, and feel everything. You reduce your capacity. I told my daughter, in order to be a CEO is all about having capacity. You got to be able to go from talking about HR to sales and marketing to financing the business to growing the business to going international. You have to, in 1 hour, you can have all those conversations.
Right.
And you have to be comfortable. And that's because in each one of those conversations, there's very little that you're going to do yourself. You're listening and you're giving direction. And then you move on to the next thing. You're not maintaining responsibility for those acts.
Right.
But a lot of times, the reason businesses don't grow, they maintain it. They need to get creative about how they find additional resources. One of the challenges that I was talking to my son when I was coming up here, and I was talking to the Federal Reserve a couple of weeks ago. I'm on the St. Louis Federal Reserve Board. I said, here's your challenge. If there's 11 million people unemployed right now, 11 million, in about 10 months, 6 million of those people will never get another job. Because companies are out there looking for automation to do what the people were doing. I spent 4 hours this morning on the phone. I said, where am I going to find? We had 13 people to run this beverage, and getting them is almost impossible. So I've talked to 3 or 4 companies about their case packers. And with that, instead of a line needing 15 people, I need 3.
Right.
Okay, so I won't need those 15 people for the rest of my life.
Wow.
We have to make sure that we're doing all the right things.
Right.
For people.
Right. Well, when you talk about identifying good people, right? And you also talked about your friend who had built the machine for you, from Smuckers, who built the machine from you. How do you build a network like that, Carolyn? Because I think that, for me, I look for genuine and organic connections. It's not a tit for tat, a rub my back and rub, and I'll rub yours, but that is a part of it, like you said.
That's true, it's give and take, right.
But that initiation of that friendship, professional or personal, that networking, how do you build a network like yours?
Well, first you have to get out in the community. I think it helps a lot that I'm more than willing to participate on boards and talk to people about what they do, if they have a challenge that I can help with. Sometimes when you're helping people with a challenge, you forge a long-term relationship or an opportunity falls in your lap. I had a friend of mine call me and tell me about a friend who makes a tea, bottles it and everything, but couldn't grow it because they couldn't find a bottler. And she was in town, and he called me on Friday morning, and I said, well, someday next week. He said, no, Carolyn, she's here now. She's leaving tonight. I said, oh, it's Friday. I said, I just told my husband this morning that I was going to come straight home and I wasn't going to get caught up into something. And I said, I feel her pain, because it is really hard for minorities to find people to package their product. It really is. And not just minorities, but most new entrepreneurs, okay? Because the volume is so small.
Right.
And then a lot of times they can't pay. So they're a higher risk than a mature brand, okay?
Sure.
And so what you do there is that you go ahead and I went on and met with this young lady, gave her the advice, and gave her the best that I had, followed up for her the next week, called some vendors, called around, found her 2 or 3 people that could help.
Yeah.
And sit through a couple of the calls with her to make sure that they were saying the right things, because I know that they could lead you in the wrong direction. And so when you build a relationship, when you first get into it, you're actually, and when I do it, I'm not looking for what you're going to do for me in the next 20 years. You have to understand that success in life is not just about the college degree. It's about the guidance between the degree and the profession. There's a gap in there, and it's what happens in that gap determines the level of success that they will realize.
Sure.
Okay, and a lot of times because we don't have the people to help us maneuver, our parents, a lot of our kids are first-generation college students.
Absolutely, I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, and I was. My big sister was a college graduate, but from the family side, her and I were first generation.
Right.
And so my sister was guiding me, saying, no, you need to do this, you need to do that, because she's 10 years older, okay? But who is helping our kids who are now first generation college students? And so as little time as I had, I was reaching out to St. Jude, I was reaching out to New Memphis, I was reaching out to the Chamber. Everybody knew I was reaching out to IP, FedEx. Now all these people that owed me favors, I finally called them.
Yeah.
And I said, I need you to just sit down and have coffee with this young lady, and because her degree is in an area that's not my strong point, okay? And so I use that network to help somebody else.
Well, it sounds like in building that network, one, you got to be willing to take the risk.
You got to be willing.
To open yourself up on other people,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and open yourself up.
Yes.
And even expanding beyond what you would expect your network to be, or someone else would expect. It can't be the typical,
You have to have heart, and when people see that you have concern, you have heart for other people, honestly, it draws people to me. And people want to, honestly, they want to do things for me. Because they said, Carolyn called me for somebody else, and it wrote me on a Saturday or Sunday.
That's right.
To help somebody else, okay? And they said, she's a good person. So I'll have people, and I want to get into something, they'll remember.
Right.
They remember me when.
Wow.
When I wasn't asking for anything for Carolyn, I was asking for someone, I was trying to, I was working for the greater good.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They see that. And a lot of people don't understand that the benefit of a lot of these boards, and you don't have to be on as many as I'm on. I have to learn how to say no. That's another weakness. I'm going to find some before this is over with. But what those boards do for you, I told my cousin this. He was an NBA player overseas. And I told him, I said, no, you need to work on the board that's in your passion. And then you're going to meet some great people.
Right.
He was trying to build his network for his job, okay? And sure enough, he started coaching basketball in Cordova, just doing it free,
Mm-hmm.
and he started meeting the right people.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
so you got to have positive intent, where you're really not looking for anything. You're trying to meet people, but you're also trying to help people, and all of a sudden somebody's going to see you.
Yeah.
Hey Memphis, I'm Jason Wexler, team president for the Memphis Grizzlies. I hope that you are enjoying yourself at the City of Memphis We Mean Business Symposium sponsored by FedEx. Mayor Jim Strickland and his administration's Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, led by Joanne Massey, has been doing a great job ensuring diversity and inclusion is at the forefront of the economic strategies in our community. Here at the Memphis Grizzlies, we've been doing that work also. We recognize that the pandemic has been challenging for us, and all our small businesses are no exception. In response, this year we hosted Grizz Shop Local, a virtual shopping experience featuring Black-owned and women-owned businesses on our website. We look forward to continuing and growing that opportunity for small businesses. Today, you have an opportunity to get in the game with the City of Memphis We Mean Business Symposium. Be sure to take the information and resources you receive today and use them to win for your business. Next up, Memphis.
Whether you are an individual professional in the community or an entrepreneur, that network is really important.
Yes.
I have this saying that I say, it's a blessing to be a blessing.
Yes,
It
really is.
When
yes.
when you give,
Yes.
it truly is a blessing,
Blessing
and
to
you
be a
give a
blessing.
lot,
I love
Carolyn.
that.
You give a lot.
Well.
Now, let me tell you, you give a lot, but you and I have talked about this before. Sometimes you give, and let's just say the receivers aren't as receptive.
True.
And so, how would you suggest others stay motivated and develop a thick skin when sometimes you get those naysayers and those doors closed, whether you are a young professional, mid-career, changing career, or entrepreneur, minority or woman-owned business?
Well, the first thing is don't take it personally. Don't take, a lot of times people aren't attacking you. They might be attacking a woman. They may be attacking a minority, but they're not attacking just you, okay? They have bigger issues than that. And you have to, so don't take it personally. I work really hard not to take things personally. People will say, well, you're not investing in my project. You're like, true, that's not in my lane. Yeah, and a lot of people that come to me for advice is really coming to ask me to invest in their project. And I said, I don't just invest. I said, I would have to become a part of your project. And I don't have that capacity. I'm going to take away from the things I'm chasing right now, okay? So you have to be honest and true to them, because they're going to be mad at you and you're going to be mad at them, okay? And some conversations I'll start with, I don't make investments. And I don't do a lot of partnerships, okay? If you want to know, okay, another mistake in my life, this is number 3.
That's all right.
I am really careful on partnerships, okay? And there's a different way to say that, okay? Now, if I'm going with another company on a deal and we're both working it, but we're not sharing companies.
Sure.
I'm not talking about that. That's a strategic alliance, okay?
Yeah,
I have quite a few of those, and we do extremely well, okay? I'm talking about when you're in the same company and you're true partners.
Yes.
You both own the company. That's a real challenge, because unless you have a common goal and you both are equally financially yoked,
Right.
It becomes really complicated, okay?
Yeah.
And I've seen that. In most cases, the issue has not been the money, it's been more the common goal.
Right.
You'll find that one owner will work like a dog, which is typically me, and the other one wants to say, well, I've arrived, I'm going to lay back. I'm going to the beach.
Right.
Okay, you can see how that's going to play out, right? It's not going to play out too well.
Right.
And so you need to make sure that, and I've seen some really good partnerships where they've known each other for a long time, and they both like to work the same way. They know each other very well. Their integrity is is the same. They have a common vision.
Right.
But if you don't have that common vision, it creates problems.
Well, Carolyn, talk more about, as an entrepreneur, when you are on the other side. So, we can say that you have arrived, but you also continue to work hard to build. You're building a legacy.
Yes.
On that other side, when people would say, well, why would you want to get into harvesting grain? How could you possibly, you were a bottler. And what are you doing now in the, the beverage? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Well, you said it right, Joanne.
How do you deal with them?
You said the right thing, legacy. I really feel that if we want to move the needle on the social injustice and help move the needle on black businesses, some of the blacks from corporate America, who really has a really great talent, needs to start supporting some of the black businesses. They really do, because they've got a wealth of knowledge that can help the business strategy, help them understand what a large company is looking for. What does good look like to a large company? Good look like to a large company is very different than what good looks like for a small company.
Sure.
Because they may want them to be black belts, they may want them to be ISO 9000 certified. That's what large companies say good looks like. Now you don't have to be there day one, but do you have the same processes that get you there? And so I just think that and that's why I continue to work. I don't think that corporate America would allow my children to do the things that I do. The doors are not as open as I like them to be.
Sure.
And unless we're out there fighting for these young millennials to get an opportunity. And so my attitude, Joanne, is when I step through a door, it's open for all women, all minorities.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I can't step through that door, if you have rules that I cannot meet, I know the average black woman or black person is not going to meet that rule.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That door is glued shut. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's shut for everyone.
Yeah.
And so I try to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Well, you've done so much in the community, Carolyn, and you have not only, as I said in my opening comments, inspired, but you have inspired and guided and advised so many people directly and from afar.
Thank you.
And I know that you've been everything from your wife and a mother, a sister, again, committed to the community, an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. And you're definitely our serial entrepreneur. But you're also an author.
Yeah.
I hear that you write books.
I do.
And I know you've written a couple thus far. And so tell our audience about your latest book. And how can they get a copy of it?
Well, it's novels selling it here in Memphis, at Novel Bookstore at Perkins Extended. The new book is called Step Out. And you look on the back, it says Step Up Your Game.
Like that.
The goal is for you to make bold moves for your business growth. And when I wrote this book, I wrote it with the entrepreneur, the business owner in mind. Someone who's already been out there, who's been through some things, who's had some challenges. And I wanted to give them advice, not necessarily complete the story, but help them understand that there's a different way to do something, and then help them start thinking about what are they doing, and then what do they want to change, okay? So every chapter in here has a work page behind it. It asks 5 questions, and the questions are designed to help you think about that chapter you just read. So if you're reading about how to grow your business, and you're looking at creative ways to find working capital to grow your business. I tell a few stories about some of the things that I did when I owned Hardy Bottling. Whenever I needed, $500,000 or $1 million, what are some of the things that helped me get funds?
Yeah.
And then at the back of the chapter, start asking them, is there a project that you would like to pursue? What do you think the cost is? What are some of the out-of-the-box ideas? Who else would benefit from your growth? A lot of times people don't think about that. I'll give you an example. I wanted to produce the slim can, the tall 12-ounce slim can and the 8-ounce slim can. Everybody calls it the Red Bull can. That's how most people relate to it. I had a can line, but I didn't have the change parts. And the change parts were going to cost $300,000, $400,000, and all my cash was for working capital.
Sure.
It was not for capital. And so I said, so me and the team got together and we said, we got to find this money because, I had about 10 customers who wanted this product. And I had a packaging line, a $10 million line sitting there doing nothing.
Sure.
And we made a list of who else would benefit. And the number one benefit, we said, now who would benefit the most? The can company would benefit the most if I wake that line up.
Wow.
I turned around and called the can company, had a relationship there. And of course, she took my call right away. She said, Carolyn, it's a brilliant idea. And less than 5 days later, I had the money.
Wow.
Not only did I have the money for the change parts, but I had the money for the working capital associated with the
Right.
deal.
Right. So you use those partnerships, those relationships,
that's
to
exactly.
be able to get what you need.
That I built for years, yes.
Well, this book right here, I've got a feeling it's got really good tips like that and others in it.
Yes.
The City of Memphis Office of Business Diversity and Compliance is going to be giving away some of those books.
Thank you.
So our audience can learn more about that by following us on social media.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, following Business Diversity and Compliance, and you'll be able to figure out how you can win those books. Carolyn, you know this has been a pleasure.
Oh, I always enjoy talking to you.
I the same. I always learn something every single time I sit down and talk to you. And I hope that our audience learned a lot too. This has been a great segment. We're going to continue our symposium with our next segment coming up. And we're going to end this right now.
Well, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
You have just been an amazing partner
here
in our community, so keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone, this is Joanne Massey with the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. Be sure to join us for our next segment here at the We Mean Business Symposium.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Memphis. This is Coach Penny Hardaway of your Memphis Tigers, and I hope that you are enjoying yourselves at the City of Memphis We Mean Business Symposium, sponsored by FedEx. Mayor Jim Strickland has done a great job prioritizing small businesses in our community. Even during the pandemic, his team at the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, led by Joanne Massey, have continued to hit record highs. Over the last year, many business owners have faced challenging times, but I do know that the pandemic was only a minor setback for a major comeback. So now I'm here today to ask you to move your feet, like in basketball, pivot, and get back in the game. Continue to take advantage and use the information you received today to help your business win. And always remember, we mean business.
All right, wasn't all of that exciting? I want to thank you all for attending the 2021 virtual FedEx We Mean Business Luncheon. I want to thank our sponsors, FedEx, our partners, and all attendees. Mayor Strickland will close us out with remarks and a recap of the awards that we presented on yesterday. Remember, let's get in the game. We mean business.
Over the last 2 days, you have heard a lot about the progress our administration has achieved, particularly the efforts of Joanne Massey and her team with the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. However, we don't work in silos, so it's my distinct honor to award the MWBE champions identified by the OBDC staff in the categories of City Staff, City Division, and Community Stakeholder. First, for the City Staff, we honor Jack Stevenson. Jack is an administrator in engineering and has worked with the City of Memphis for almost 26 years. This is also Jack's third time in 5 years winning this award. For City Division, we want to recognize the Fire Services Division, particularly Steve Chastain and Chris Haynes, led by Chief Gina Sweat. Fire Services is recognized for their intentional efforts and success with expenditures out of their division. Last but not least, we want to recognize Stephanie Alexander, Executive Director of the Memphis Area Minority Contractors Association. As a partner with OBDC at the Entrepreneurs Network Center, MAMCA, along with others, provide invaluable support and services that has significantly contributed to the success we have talked about during this symposium. Thank you to Stephanie, her board, and members.
On behalf of the City of Memphis, Mayor Jim Strickland, the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, and FedEx, I want to present the Small Business Giant Award to a business who has made an economic impact. They've grown revenues, they've grown employees, they made a difference in their community. The Small Business Giant Award goes to All World. Congratulations.